I'm Odie. That's Zola behind the camera.
Mm-hmm.
This is Conversations with Likka Sto Rufus.
Conversations with Likka Sto Rufus, guide.
As promised, sorry Alfred, I'm a week late. As promised, the story continues. And I only need to say a couple of things before I get into this, and that is that I salute the people who made the raid, and I hope something good comes out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Down there in South Florida. It's about time. Oh, and I do want to say something to my friend Garland. Hey man, go slow but go sure. Likka Sto Rufus. This is chapter 3.
Okay.
I went home, made my drink. He's drinking gin and ginger.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike a health drink freak like myself who's drinking pineapple juice. With ice in it. I went home, made my drink, studied my outline to figure out where I was in my manuscript. This latter-day plague was killing whole populations of people while those weird-ass Republicans had just spent 4 stuttering, mendacious nights trying to con the American public into giving this dumbass, fascist, racist, maniac, narcissist another 4 years to destroy the American experiment. I sat at my desk sipping and thinking. Sipping and thinking. The thought literally lit me up. Ask Rufus what he thinks. The second the fire flamed up in me, I knew what I wanted to do, but immediately recognized how hard it was going to be to get this brother's cooperation. How would I go at it with him? What could I say to him? What if he didn't support my premise? We hadn't talked a lot about politics during our lunch at the Filipino place. What if he didn't want to talk to me, period? Time to talk to ZiZi. Let me get myself ready for talking to ZiZi. Hey, sweetheart. Hope I'm not waking you up or anything. Willie, this is a really pleasant surprise, to be cliche about it. No, you're not waking me up or anything. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking about you. Good thoughts, I hope. Cut the bullshit, Willie. I know you. You wouldn't be calling me at 10:30 to solicit messages of affection. What's happening? We both started laughing at the same time. I love that about ZiZi. Bullshit had a narrow threshold. All right. If you want to know the real reason why I called, if you don't tell me right now, I'm going to hang up on your ass. Lord have mercy, H.U. Jesus. I had called exactly the right person. I sensed a bit of Rufus and ZiZi, as far-fetched as that might sound. ZiZi was real. Well, as you know, I'm writing this novel, The Deadly Cult. Love that title. I'm pretty far into it, like a couple hundred pages, before I began to feel a little bit uneasy with the point of view I was using. The more I thought about it, the more I felt I could say what I want to say through another person. I got it, so I came up with this idea of interviewing and talking with an iconoclastic dude like Likka Sto Rufus. You mentioned him when you were up here. Sounds like he would be the ideal voice for you. What's the problem? Actually, I can't say what the problem is or what the problem is going to be because I haven't approached him yet. He's got you a little bit intimidated, huh? Well, I wouldn't put it quite like that, but what if he's a red-hot MAGA Republican? Her sultry, low-down laughter made me feel like trying to hug her body through the phone. You won't know till you find out, will you? I think I understand what you're saying. Just so you won't have to guess. Level with the dude. Tell him what you're doing, where you coming from. All he can do is say yay or nay. If he says nay, you go to plan B. ZiZi, I knew you would be the one with the answer to my prayer. And I knew when I heard your voice that you would be answering my prayer too. You coming down to Long Beach on Friday evening? I'll be there at 7:30 p.m. I've been missing you like mad. I've been missing you more. See you on Friday at 7:30. I closed up my cell and stared at the calendar above my desk. Damn, Sunday. 6 whole days to wait for my love to come down. I spent the rest of the evening till about 1 a.m. going through my outline, making sure that I had a cohesive map to work with. I felt certain if Rufus agreed to work with me, that I would have a serious program laid out. I would have to have a serious program laid out. It hurt a little to have to trash some of the stuff I had worked so hard on, but I felt I had to redesign some things to suit the Likka Sto Rufus personality. Would he ask me to pay him? Should I pay him? And if I offered to pay him, how much should I offer? I was spinning circles around in my head and I didn't even have a prospective publisher in mind. Offhand, I couldn't even think of a publisher who would be interested in the kind of book I had in mind. I had to eliminate holiday publishers. The people who had published 5 of my novels because they were strictly about urban fiction or street corner lit. In addition to everything else, I wasn't absolutely certain that I could write about what I had in the back of my mind. I had to cancel that thought out right away, or else I would wind up with a case of writer's block before I started writing. Before flaming out, I decided to take ZiZi's advice. Level with the dude. Tell him what you're doing, where you're coming from. All he could do is say yay or nay. If he says nay, you go to plan B. I went to sleep impatient for tomorrow to come. 3 hours a day from 11 to 2, panhandlers hours. I deliberately waited until 1:30 to make certain that I wouldn't interfere with his schedule, that I would arrive on the scene at just the right time. I must have been holding my breath because it seemed like I exhaled a sigh of relief when I saw him in his usual position a few yards away from the entrance to Mr. Kim's liquor store. I parked in the 3rd parking row and sat there studying the scene. From members of the liquor store gang lounging around somebody's beat-up Chevy, still doing the fugal argument discussion at the far edge of the parking lot. Yo, Rufus, what's up, brother? I liked the way he took his time to reply. He was not someone who could be rushed to reply or anything. Oh, hey, Willie. On your way to get some more firewater, huh? No, not today. I got another errand to run. A beer-bellied dude stepped out of the liquor store hugging a 6-pack and paused to give Rufus a few coins. Rufus handed the coins back. No good, big timer. No good. Ain't nothing I can do with metal money. It's got to be paper. I told you that before, man. The beer guy looked embarrassed and peeled a bill out of his pocket. Oh, sorry, brother, man. I had to laugh. This dude was something else. He turned his I Am Black History mask back to face me. Now, what were you saying? Rufus, you really take care of business, you know that? Hey, this ain't no plaything with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear you. That's the reason I came to talk with you. Once again, my mask hid the smile on my face. This brother had suspicion written on both eyeballs. What about? Why don't we have a cup of tea while I explain? What time you got? Quarter to 2. All right, I got 15 more minutes. I stood off to one side, taking in the total picture. Obviously, it didn't matter to him whether or not anybody dropped more bread in his basket or not. So far as I could analyze things, it was much more important that he should be in his self-designated place more than anything. Finally, after exactly 15 minutes, he hip-limped over to me. All right, how about this tea? I made a snap decision as we made our way to the Filipino place. Level with him. Don't try to be cute about anything. The waitress remembered us. Oh, I remember you from the last time. Are you sure? We had masks on the last time. I could hear the waitress giggle behind her mask. He was definitely a funny sort of dude if you dealt with him long enough to get behind that sarcastic / dry humor exterior. Thank God we could demask so that I could see the expression on his face as I talked to him about what I want to do with him. You mean you just want to talk with me and write about it? That's what you're saying to me? That's what I'm saying to you. He cradled his teacup in both hands and took a couple of thoughtful sips. Lots of sips in this story, you notice? He cradled his teacup in both hands and took a couple of thoughtful sips. You know something, Willie? I think this is the first time in my life that I've ever had anybody ask me what I thought about any damn thing. Interview me. No interview, Rufus, no interview, just conversations. You may have as many questions for me as I have for you. We just have to see how this plays out. What if I say something you don't like? Will you leave that out? I knew I had to be patient with Rufus. He wasn't one of those people you could just rush into things. You can say anything you want to say. That's what I'm asking you to do. He took a couple more sips of his tea. I could almost see the wheels spinning around in his head. What do you get out of this? Good question. If it comes off as well as I think it will, I'll have a book, the kind of book I want. You know the old saying, if you can't find the book you want to read, go write one. He thought that was funny enough to give up a sarcastic smile. And what about me? What do I get? My girlfriend's attorney, I'll have her draw up a contract that makes us partners, 50% straight up the middle from whatever the book makes. I have to warn you, these kinds of books are a hard sell. But then you can never tell. You might wind up with a bestseller. He shook his head slowly from side to side as though he couldn't believe what he was hearing. You know, this is kind of funny. Here I am, a 70-year-old man about to become famous. Whoa. Rufus, oh. I didn't say you were going to become famous or anything like that. I know. I was just yanking your cord a little bit. There he was, doing it again. I had to stay alert. Incidentally, what's up with Charles? I always call him by his full name.
Okay.
Oops. So what's up with Tarzan? How did he like his fish stew? He likes it so much he licked the bowl clean. You think he might like some more? Maybe he would, but I ain't gonna spoil his ass. He's back on the canned cat food beginning right now. I paid the check and we strolled, our heads filled with the journey to come. Give you a lift? Yeah, I'm going to run into the market and pick up this cat food. When you want to get back together? How about tomorrow, same time? Yeah, that's cool. One last question, Willie. Yeah, what? He had a really intense look in his eyes as he stared over the brim of his mask. Why me, Willie? Why me? Why not you, Rufus? Why not you? And that's what we left it for the moment. ZiZi, how you doing, sweetheart? Much better talking to you. I'm really looking forward to seeing you Friday. I'm looking forward to seeing you more. Well, we'll see about that. ZiZi, I just wanted to tell you that I had a meeting with Rufus. I took your advice and I leveled with him. That's great. I'm glad that he's cool with your idea. I think he has a few reservations, but basically I feel that he's all in. But I do need a little favor. Name it. I need a contract for what I want to do with him. It should be a 50-50 for any profits we might make from the sale of the book, radio, TV, screenplay, movie, whatever. I know what you need. I'll bring it on Friday. Anything else? Pop. Yes, but I can't discuss it on the phone. You're very naughty, you know that? Yes, I do know. See you on Friday. Night, baby. I almost redialed her number before because I had forgotten to say, I love you, ZiZi. I love you, ZiZi. Well, next time. Meanwhile, let me get busy on this free-form outline that I wanted to use with Rufus. My idea was to simply talk with Rufus, not to interview him, but to draw him out, let him blow his soul. Somehow it gave me the impression that it was something he could do without much effort. He was not one of those brothers who was stuck in a certain groove. Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? And he was certainly up to date on all of the present day madness, plus the latter day madness. Wearing a mask with "I am Black History" said a whole lot of things. I almost thought myself into a catatonic state. My ballpoint poised a half-inch above the yellow legal pad on my desk, and then it fell in on me just the way those things are apt to do when you simply unfreeze your creative self. I pictured Rufus as a four-season creature, a spring, summer, autumn, winter. He was 70, that's what the man said. What that said to me as a baby of 28 was that he was like in the early autumn of his life. Once again, the catatonic state locked me away for a while. The unfreezing happened gradually. I would have to pull some background out of Rufus in order to establish some foundation for him being the way he is, but I was still determined not to get into that traditional, where were you when you were, and when did it happen, and
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Some things were unavoidable. We had spent hundreds of years of our lives without masks on, and then what happened? We must do some pre-mask. I was seeing us go through lifetimes in a few months, from April 2020 to November 2020. I sat on my head on that time frame. What if Rufus didn't agree with my outline? I would have to risk that. I definitely felt a little crazy about assuming that Rufus is anti-Trump as I was. I would have to risk that too. What if the brother was in Uncle Ben Carson Cameron, the Kentucky black son of McConnell, Uncle Clarence Thomas, Negro-centric son, daughters of the Confederate lovers of black enslavement, or whatever any reasonable person could call them? I decided to say, "Uck it." And go on and write the prologue of what I was going to write about, no matter what. And flesh out the outline as we went along. A weird gamble?
Right.
The brother had called me weird. And that's where we're going to stop it right there.
Ah,
You know, weird as that may be, that's what it is.
that's the end
So
of
we
chapter
can,
4?
I'm sorry, your question is what?
So that's the end of chapter 4?
That's the end of chapter 4. Or
Ah,
is it chapter 3?
tell me.
Excusez-moi, madame. That's the end of chapter 3.
Ah, okay. Thank you. That was really good. I enjoyed that very
I'm
much.
glad you did, because part of it is about you, but that's hidden into the,
Well, I like Willie West and ZiZi's interaction.
that's part of you.
Yes, and part
I
of
got
me.
to tell you that you've been a crucial element in the design of the woman that I'm calling ZiZi, because I wanted to have a woman like Zola as his partner to be.
Ah,
It would mean that he could talk to her honestly and tell her what he was about, and he wouldn't have to be embarrassed about making mistakes and boo-boos.
right.
And she would say, well, you know, hey, you get it straight. All you have to do is just keep on, you know.
It's okay.
Hey, I didn't say it, you just did.
Yes, it's okay. I thank you, Mr. Hawkins. I truly
Thank you,
enjoyed it.
Miss Zola.
All right.
I'm tempted to call you what our friend in Ghana calls you.
That's okay.
He
Moving
has
on then.
abbreviated Madame
To Mad Zola. Okay. Yes.
Mad Zola.
Well, thank you, Leonard, for the bracelets, the boat bracelets.
Yes, he's doing that.
Yeah.
Can you hold that in front of your camera?
Well, let me-
We asked this brother, who is a really wonderful artist, to design. No, why don't you put it in front of the camera?
Okay. This is, I don't know if I can see it from there. Okay, this is bracelet,
What is on it? Vote.
boat,
Vote.
boat.
Vote.
So, with that,
Hate
great
to put you
idea.
on the spot like that, but
Sure, of course not. Anyway, your books can be purchased on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, online.
including the book I'm reading from right now.
Yes, Conversations with Likka Sto Rufus. Okay, your website is www.odihawkins.com, and you're in a variety of projects, including one with Steve Rifle, and you're just a busy, busy man.
Hey,
But it's all good.
yes.
All right. Looking forward to next Tuesday.
It
Itness.